Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Today I'm talking about fragrances that I wore most in winter and autumn of 2025 leading up to 2024 leading up to 2025. And I've just confined myself to designers and niche. I'll do a separate list for budget fragrances. The reason I'm doing it, and I've never done this video before, is in spite of testing many fragrances, which is what I do because as a reviewer you have to test many times many fragrances, you're left with very little window of opportunity to actually wear fragrances that you want to wear. This is the biggest struggle I have faced as a reviewer, and I thought if I shared with you the fragrances that I wore most, you'll probably get an idea as to what my most favorite fragrances over the cold season is, and that might help you sort of drive your purchasing decision. So let's start. First, I'm going to do 5 niche fragrances and then I'll do 5 designer fragrances. The first one is a fragrance that I reviewed this year, first review of 2025, and this is a Chypre, Etruscan Water by Francesca Bianchi. Now this one is a very special fragrance. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I like Chypres. This is a very special kind of a Chypre fragrance. And for people who look at my reviews and go and blind buy, I'd like to say that this fragrance has a note of immortelle, which is not for everybody. So this is not a blind buy safe fragrance if you're going to base your purchasing decision on this video. But this is an incredible scent. It's basically a Chypre which is designed like a sort of a amber fougere. So it has a very heavy amber, and that amber is ambergris, high quality. It also has a beautiful herbal side to it, which is green basil. And I can't remember the other notes. You can watch my full review, but I tested it extensively last year, 2024. And every time I wore it, it gave me an absolute surge of satisfaction, of confidence. Those are the scenarios I'd like to recommend this to work. So when you're going for important meetings, or when you're going to be in a social circle, when you want to project the image of a very confident high achiever, you should bring this out. It's a terrific fragrance for those situations. It really projects the image of a very strong individual, very confident individual. Excuse me. So that's the first one. The next fragrance that I wore a lot of, and I reviewed this year, and I gave it a 10 out of 10, is an Oriental Amber, my favorite family, olfactory family. And this is Serge Lutton's vintage Ambre Sultan. I've also done a review of the current formulation, and both those reviews were received very warmly by you all. And this fragrance is around, wow, this is luxurious, bossy. So you want to wear this fragrance when you want to project a similar kind of image to Etruscan Water, of a confident person who is not afraid, very bold, and carries his attitude around, never depreciates or reduces his attitude. This is a confident sort of a person with imposing personality. Amazing fragrance. It has so many notes, thick layers of notes which bring about different facets in the journey of the fragrance. As an Oriental, this is basically dependent on cisplatinum combined with vanilla and leather and bay leaf and tons of herbs and spices to bring in one of the most richest experiences you could imagine. Hard to get hold of, but the newer version is a greener sort of take on this, and it's not as butch and powerful as this, but still very, very good. So it uses Angelica, so it's more green herbal rather than extremely butch leather. But both are amazing. If you can get hold of this, get it. Next fragrance that I've worn a lot, and I've been wearing a lot of, it's probably one of my most worn Amouage fragrances. I reviewed it this year. I gave it a 10 out of 10. And this one is Amouage Lyric Man. What can I say about this? This is an experience. Why? Because wow. It introduces you to the note of taff taff rose, sorry. It's a 30 petal rose which smells of honey and nectar and rose, and it grows in a tiny valley in Saudi Arabia. And this fragrance brings that rose. And once you smell that smell of rose, the taff rose, you'll be just elevated to a different level. You smell like a prince. It also is combined with spicy notes and green notes. So it smells luxurious, rich and opulent. So I want to wear this where I want to project that image of that I'm a person who wears the most luxurious fragrances. If you're going to somebody's wedding, your own wedding, your first date, and you're wearing something expensive, oriental style, put this on. It will impress one and all. And the most important thing, you can wear this in any season, even summer. It will smell amazing. I haven't tried it in heat, as in daytime heat, but summer evenings, absolutely brilliant because there's a note of pine here, refreshing pine. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Enjoyed it. I'll keep on wearing this fragrance, very, very close to my heart. Another fragrance I reviewed this year, I probably gave it a 9 out of 10. I wore this a lot. It's been in my collection for ages, and it took me ages to review it. But what a beautiful scent this is. This is Acqua di Parma Colonia Oud. The packaging on the new bottle has changed. I haven't tried the new fragrance. I hear it's okay. This is around dark notes like oud and leather, which is quite smoky and very rich oud, and it's pivoted around a fresh note of orange. This is Italian masterful perfumery. So Italian citrus notes mixed with oriental leather and oud. It projects an image of somebody who's very well accomplished, has very refined taste. That's why he's wearing a fragrance like this, so unique. And it comes across as somebody who's really confident in his own skin and has, oodles of charisma, of course. You would need a lot of confidence to wear a fragrance like this in a social occasion. Absolutely amazing, top tier stuff, really brilliant. So, last niche in this list is a charismatic fragrance based around the life of a very celebrated author. It is 1899 Hemingway, and this fragrance, again, I reviewed it this year, so I got to wear this a lot. Oh, what a fragrance. So this is one of the most unique and beautifully crafted fragrances. There's a green element, which is galban. Then there is orange blossom, a very sunny, bright orange blossom. And then there's sweeter notes, vanilla, pipe tobacco, and then out of nowhere, iris. Iris creates this outstanding pivot, just like in oud, Acqua di Parma oud. The orange does the pivot. Here, it's basically the iris which creates a sort of a sensational experience of a spicy, woody tobacco scent. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So wear this when you want to be the most approachable, most well-read guy, easy to talk to, easy to be around, that sort of thing, and it smells high quality, luxurious. Now let's do the designers. The most worn designer, I did review it this year, in 2024. It's one of my most favorite fragrances, evening time, especially when I'm working. I'll show you the fragrance. Cartier Declaration Parfum. There's an Eau de Parfum out, which I haven't smelled yet. But this fragrance here, I anyways like the Declaration line. And this one takes the original, which is a spicy, woody oriental. And so the spicy side is cumin. So cumin is here. If you don't like cumin, don't go near this, or maybe test it out. And then takes a bitter orange and a very resinous amber. So it's very radiant, spicy, fresh, and very attractive. I would highly recommend this to, if cumin agrees with you, to people who are in the market looking for a new girlfriend. It's a very attractive, very charismatic fragrance. Smells amazing. Don't go too heavy on your clothes because of cumin. Maybe one here, one on your shirt, and one on your wrist. Maximum on your first date and see the reaction. Maybe regular date, not the first date. See what happens. This is very charismatic, very seductive because of cumin and the other notes, and amber, very radiant. Love it when the weather is a little bit grim. This comes across as a beacon of fresh hope. That's how I see it. It's very uplifting. Next on my list is one of my favorite leather fragrances. It's masterfully created. One of the most amazing fragrances, really. It is Hermes BelAmi Vetiver. This doesn't get a lot of talk. I'm the one who talks about this a lot. The problem with leather is, leather can go either ways. One is the sweet waxy leather that you get nowadays in most designer fragrances, or it can go down the route of animalic butch leather. This one straddles that animalic bush leather and brings it in towards 21st century. So leather here is animalic, but there are fresh notes, fruity notes, and vetiver. And the brightness and the beauty and the complexity and the depth of this fragrance wants me to wear this again and again and never get bored of it. It smells absolutely amazing. It's a masculine, proper masculine, uber confident, complex. If you like complex fragrances, BelAmi Vetiver. Give it a try. Next on my list, 3 left, is a fragrance I recently reviewed. It is a very interesting fragrance. It's from a house that I respect a lot, and I've done many fragrances from this house. It is Lalique Ambre Noir. Ambre Noir. Ambre Noir, I firmly believe, is the place where Angel Share was born. Kilian's Angel Share. Now when you smell this, it's a very boozy, green, woody, spicy scent. And that's what Angel Share is, but it came before Angel Share. And I've covered that ground in my full review. Everything in this list is fully reviewed, apart from the last one. So when I smelled Ambre Noir, what I thought was, this is related to Angel Share. The green fig is a main note here, fig leaf, along with the very boozy cognac and woods. Wow, this fragrance leaves me very satisfied. When I wear this fragrance, I really enjoy myself. It's also very smoky, so smoky fragrances tend to make me contemplative. I sort of sit down and think, and that is very useful to me because I do a lot of thinking work. Very, very nice fragrance. Give it a try if you haven't already. Second last on my list is one of my all-time favorite autumn fragrances. In fact, any weather fragrance. This is a Guerlain, and this is Heritage Eau de Parfum. Old concentration. I don't think it has changed now. This is again one of those very, very complex fragrances. It has, I think, 22 notes or something like that. So it is a chypre based around patchouli. But it is also trying to pay a homage to all the previous great Guerlain fragrances. So it has the bergamot and the vanilla from Shalimar. It has the lemon and the leather from Habit Rouge. It also has this beautiful chai latte smell. It has a fantastic creamy lavender. It's a very complex fragrance. And you wear this when you want to sit in the company of your own self, reading a book or working, and just marveling on the creativity of a genius of a fragrance. I absolutely adore this fragrance. There's never been a dull moment in my life whenever I put this on. Every time I put this on, I've enjoyed it. It's an absolute corker of a fragrance. I love this. Last fragrance in this video is a fragrance I discovered recently. It's been around for a long, long time. But it has always been in my to-buy list, but I always ignored it. And it is the only vintage fragrance in this list. It is the Vintage Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. Now, Opium, women's fragrance, is being one of my favorite Oriental ambers, but I've never had a chance to actually try the men's vintage version. So I saw it on eBay and I snagged it. And I said, okay, let me get this and let me see. And the first spray I put on my skin was, why did I wait so long? Was the query in my head. Just like Heritage, it is an ultra complex amber based fragrance. So there's woods, spices and amber. And the amber here is Tolu Balsam, which I absolutely adore. The note of Tolu Balsam is a multifaceted, rich amber note. And there's also a barbershop note. And the perfumer is Jacques Cavalier. So this was created in 1992 and this is 2025. And Jacques Cavalier is still creating one masterpiece after the other. So you can well imagine what an accomplished perfumer he might have been. It's one of his best works, and I've reviewed so many of his fragrances. It was love at first sniff. I'm going to review it very soon. The weather's just gone a little bit sort of dry and warm. I wasn't expecting it. It's early April. So the moment it cools down a little bit, I'll bring this out and I'll review it. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've had it in my collection for about 6 months now. I've worn it to death. Love it. Absolutely stunning. I have to try the new version as well, but I'll review the vintage very, very soon. So these are the 10 fragrances I wore the most. Most of them because I was planning to review them. And I'm hoping you really enjoyed this video. Do give it a like if you really like it. And I'll follow this video with another one which will be about budget fragrances that I wore the most. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.